All right. Well, things are sounding good. What you turned in. So, following along with the MIDI track is definitely helping to keep things accurate. Looks like we're stuck though. She had like the same speed basically for that of the pull off stuff as well as the trilling. So we're gonna try basically some etude type stuff. So some long playing things, very submaximal in terms of speed. So this is really to help push the endurance and see if this will help push things a bit faster. But we might be at a point where I'm just going to have to allow you to just run through a program and basically just like use these training programs that I have in the works that you've basically been following to somewhat. I've been kind of doing a version just for you, kind of using the ideas I've had, this other thing, but because the goal of being able to do the whole shred thing, like hammer-ons, pull-offs, but basically the shred is around like 12 notes per second. So that would be the 180 beats per minute for 16th notes and 240 beats per minute for triplets. So see how this goes, see if it kickstarts anything. We might just need to start working on syncing up both hands anyway and just kind of lay out a program for that too. But yeah, I mean, really the only thing you can do to get faster, I mean, is just you have to just make yourself move faster, and if you're at a wall, you're at a wall. And you've definitely done a lot of rhythm things, whatnot, so you got that covered. Now it's a matter of just digging deep, and pushing yourself to move faster. Again, highly recommend using a compressor pedal to make it easier to do the hammer-ons and pull-offs. Because if you have to work hard to make the hammer-ons and pull-offs make them, work hard to make the sound come out, you're in trouble. So highly recommend get a compressor pedal. I can't remember if you told me you had one or not, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself when you already said you had one, but I can't remember. But if you have one and you're not using it, definitely turn it on because it's going to help. It's going to make things much easier. We want to make things as easy as possible on ourselves with this stuff. So basically, what we got here, for like number one, is going up in key of C, or A minor, and just kind of working our way up a bit. Whoops, wrong note. And we start working our way backwards, back where we came. And this is the one point where we go harmonic minor. And then what we do is drop it down a string and do the exact same frets. So the frets you use for the key of C, that's what you're going to use for the next one. That'll end up being the key of E minor, with that one spot being harmonic minor. Oh. And then you do it one more time, same note or same frets on the G string, putting this in C minor. Okay, play along with the file. It has drums, backing guitar, and bass. This is starting at 120. So the goal is to get it at 120. When you can do that, move it up 5, try it at 125, and then try it at 130. And try not to work up to the speed. I would think 120 is slow enough that you can play it, but maybe fast enough that it'll you might have a tired forearm by the time you reach the end of it. So, and you can play it slower just to get the feel for it. That's fine. But working this up in fives is way too long. It's way too much stuff to work up in fives. So I would not do that. Definitely do not do that. You can use, well, I don't know what Tux Guitar has. Still, I would just use the license, get the real deal. I would imagine it's going to work better. And it has the sound system, the sounds in it and whatnot that Guitar Pro has, using Guitar Pro. If Tux Guitar has a percentage feature, good. If not, Guitar Pro does, and you can set it to where, play it at 50% speed, then 60%, 70%, so on until you get 100%. So a percentage thing can work well for something like this. But anyway, I'm going to play along with the file at the minimum speed, 120. There is no maximum speed. I don't expect you to get this up to 240. No way. That'd be way too much. Let's see. Actually, I'm thinking maybe we should. Well, because I'm looking at your numbers again. You had that at 220. Maybe we should. Let's try maybe starting this at 160 instead of 120. Let me play through it and see how it feels. Here we go. Start at 160, and then just slowly increase the speed as you go, and just see where you can get with it. But aim for at least the 160 there, because it's just really drilling the motions, drilling the idea of those pull-offs over and over and over and over again. All right, and then number 2. What these numbers? Yeah, let me put this at 120. Put this one at 120. Same idea. You got drums, backing guitar, and bass, so play with the file. And then just once you got the minimum 120, start slowly increasing the speed there. I would not work this up in fives. It's way too long. Way too long. So, same kind of thing. We're going to start in the key of A minor. The one part that's in harmonic minor, and then just like the other one, we move down one string, keep the same frets. No, I did that wrong. I'm starting here. And then move it down one string one last time. Same frets. Whoops. Alright. Here we go. Playing along to the file. All right, any questions come up, let me know, and I will see you again in your new videos.